Hello, this is Chelsea with Real Progressives. I am here at the Wolves Den in Flint. I actually just did a live stream from the Wolves Den page, but I felt the need to continue to talk about what happened today because what happened today in Flint, Michigan was really huge. I've reported on this before that about a month and a half ago, the city of Flint, Michigan sent out 8,000 tax liens that they put on people's homes for not paying their water bills. So that's 8,000 people who had tax liens put on their homes for not paying for poisoned water in Flint, Michigan. The bills that have arisen because of this range anywhere from a few $100s to up to $3,000 or more in back pay for poisoned water. And now they're putting these tax liens on their homes. Some of you may remember when this happened, but then shortly afterwards, the city of Flint, Michigan, the city council voted in a moratorium that would have made it impossible for them to actually come and take these people's homes for not paying for the water. I don't remember the conditions that they put in, but they passed this and the whole world rejoiced and said, the people of Flint, Michigan are saved. But that moratorium didn't go into effect. And that moratorium did not go into effect because there's a receivership board in Flint, Michigan that had to sign off on that. And today they decided to vote against that moratorium and to keep those 8,000 tax liens in place against people's homes for not paying for poisoned water. This is an absolute travesty of justice that happened today. When this first happened, it was already horrendous. And then you watched the city council stand up and use their power and use their voices to say what's happening here is wrong. We are not going to take people's homes because they're not paying for poisoned water. We shouldn't even be having discussions about taking people's homes for not paying for it. They shouldn't have to pay for it in the first place. No one should have to pay for poisoned water. That water company shouldn't even be able to call themselves a water company when all they're distributing is poison. They're not distributing water anymore. The chemical makeup of what is coming out of those pipes is not water, it's poison. And they're not only making people pay for it, they're making people pay the highest water rates in the country. And when they don't pay it, they get their water shut off. CPS comes and takes their children away because they don't have running water in their houses. And now they put tax liens on your home. They foreclose on your house. And where does that house go? That house goes to the land bank. The Genesee County Land Bank, who just a few weeks ago we exposed as using discriminatory practices to decide who to sell their houses to. Can you guys believe that this is happening? I absolutely cannot believe that this is happening. Carly Hammond was live today from Truth Against the Machine inside of the Flint City Hall where they were voting to get rid of the moratorium and to basically say that these 8,000 people are totally screwed. What are they going to do? They have to pay these bills in full or they lose their houses. And their houses go to a land bank that doesn't benefit anyone here on the ground. They're holding over 12,000 properties in Flint, Michigan already, and now they're talking about taking 8,000 more. 8,000 more. So what are they going to do with 20,000 empty properties? This city has been decimated. Thousands of people have been left already. They've been pushed out of their homes, not just by the fact that the water was poisoned, but before that, when GM and all of the auto companies pulled out and took all of their jobs away, it was already becoming impossible to live here. So imagine when you're living in a city that used to be one of the most booming cities in the country, and every single lot here was totally full. Like if you look behind me, empty lots everywhere. All of these lots used to be houses, every single one of them. All of this neighborhood used to be full of houses. It used to be barbecues and graduation parties. Everybody had jobs with one auto company or the other. There was an economy here. And then you watch that economy collapse. You watch your friends move out. You watch these lots burn down and become empty and desolate. And then just when you think that it can't get any worse, your water gets poisoned with lead. Your water gets poisoned with lead, which the auto companies knew about a year before your government actually told you, because GM called a year before and said that the water was corroding their parts, and they switched back to the Detroit water. But the people of Flint, Michigan did not get to do that. They got to sit and be poisoned, and they're still sitting here being poisoned. Their pipes have still not been replaced. They're still paying the highest water rates in the country for poison water. Their media and their government tell them that the water is safe to drink with a filter, the water is safe to bathe in, which I've said it a million times, is telling an entire populace to intentionally poison themselves. And now, we've taken your jobs, we've taken your neighborhoods, we've taken your friends and family out of the city, we've poisoned your water, we've made you pay triple for that poisoned water, and now we're going to come and we're going to take your house. And even the city officials who were hired to work for you and in this instance tried very hard to work for them and passed this resolution, this moratorium that would have saved these people. And then this emergency board, this receivership board that was appointed, not voted in, just comes in and says, oh, no, we need that revenue. We need that revenue from those water bills. We need that revenue from taking these homes. The land bank needs these homes, and therefore we're just going to come get it. We're just going to come get it. And that's another thing. That's the water bills. Why are they so high? Because they create revenue. Why did they send out these 8,000 tax liens? Because they needed to generate revenue. When they put out the notice with the 8,000 tax liens and all of the news stories that came out when they did it, they made it very clear that the reason they were doing it is because they were hurting for money and they needed the millions of dollars that would come off of these water bills. They are using these people like profit cows, like they're just sucking them dry and then making them pay for poison. And the poverty rate here is huge. There's no jobs. How are they supposed to pay for this? These people are just trying to survive, to feed their children. They can't even take showers in this water, and they're still being pushed out. How does that, how did we get here? How did we get here? That not only is this happening, but it's being allowed to happen. How are we allowing a situation like Flint, Michigan to happen, and they sweep it under the rug? And it's not just the government, it's the media too, because the media was here for 3 months and then they bailed. And over 3 years, almost 3.5 years later, the water is still poisoned. They're still taking people's homes. They're still treating them like all they are is a piece of cash. They're just cash cows. And the people here have nothing to give them. They've taken everything already, and now you've got 8,000 more. How can we help these 8,000 people? I see you say, don't pay for anything. I feel you. I feel like no one should have to pay for this. No one should ever have to pay for this water. And I've heard some of these city council members say that. I've heard some of these officials say that nobody should have to pay for this water. But what can they do about that? It certainly appears as if the Flint City Council, the city of Flint, could pass a bill all day that says they don't have to pay for the water. They could pass a bill that says the water has to be changed right now. And then you have this receivership board that'll just pop right back in and say, no, we don't approve of that. Everybody still has to pay for that water. And that's exactly what happened this time. That's why I was telling people when they first voted in this moratorium, don't jump yet, because the ink's not dry on this. The line is not signed until this receivership board goes over it. And of course they wait over a month to come over here and then say, no, this moratorium is not in effect. So all of these people who have been sitting here thinking that they might quite possibly be safe, while they could have been saving for whatever bill they wanted to pay or trying to take action against what was coming down on them, they thought they were safe for a month until today, when this finally officially got shot down. I don't know how these people sleep at night. I don't know, how do these people sleep at night? And when it comes down to it, these people have absolutely no empathy. They don't view any of the people here as being actual people. They view them as items, as stock or something. It's absolutely disgusting what has happened here. The people in Flint need as much support as they can possibly get. In addition to this, in the next couple of months, they will be shutting down the water stations, the water pickup stations. So the places where the people of Flint go to pick up the free water bottles are all getting shut down because, again, they're telling them that it is safe to drink the filtered water and to shower in the filtered water, which is absolutely not true. If you've seen any of the testing that has been done on these people's homes, you know that it's not true. You listen to the testimonials of these people who say they have rashes on their skin from the showers, they have respiratory problems, they have mental problems. It most certainly is not safe to drink. It is not safe to shower in. I'm just baffled. I'm absolutely baffled. The people out here need so much help. There's so many fantastic activists on the ground here, but the Flint City Council has no power to do anything about it. And the activists are trying as hard as they can, and it's not working. And you have these 3 to 5 people who seem to have all the power in the world to just pop down and say, no, that's lawlessness. That's lawlessness. That's not democracy. That is lawlessness. That is a group of appointed individuals, mostly some wealthy individuals way up here on the top who made their way into a position of favor through some friends also at the top. And those people are able to act outside of the law to circumvent democracy and say, we can do whatever we want with you, including serving you poison to your home, making you pay triple the cost for it, and then taking your house if you don't. So what are these people going to do? There's a lot of people on the ground here who are trying to work towards helping these people, but every day there's a new issue that you have to work towards. There's a new level of corruption and indecency and lack of humanity, lack of empathy from the people at the top in this situation. We saw, I think it was 5 or 6 recently were indicted for manslaughter due to the Flint water crisis. Why is Governor Snyder not on that list? Why is Governor Snyder not being indicted for poisoning the people of Flint, Michigan? And beyond just poisoning them, manslaughter for not doing a damn thing about it. You haven't done a damn thing about it. So the pipes are still totally fucked. The water is still totally fucked. And now people are losing their houses. What can we do except for come together, share this information, put this back into the spotlight, because mainstream media left a long time ago. And it's time to get this back into the forefront of the conversation, because these people feel forgotten. And now the media is kind of starting to show back up with these indictments that have come out, with the recent stories that have come out with Flint, Michigan. And that's fantastic. Maybe now we can keep that momentum going and we can move towards a resolution that forces their hand into actually replacing the pipes here in Flint, Michigan, and not making people pay for the water until those pipes are replaced, and then give them free health care for all of the damages that they have already incurred and continue to incur and will continue to incur even when the water is clean, because these health issues are not just going to evaporate with clean water. They're going to take years to fix. And a lot of these people don't have health insurance, and they don't have the money necessary to go out and to get these things, and they're not receiving the assistance that they should. There are currently 2 camps in Flint, Michigan, water protector camps. I have heard that there's going to be a 3rd one soon. Both of the camps here on the ground are open to everyone who wants to come and volunteer for the people of Flint. We are going to look into what is happening with these evictions. We don't know when they're going to occur. We just know that there's 8,000 of them. They could occur a week from now, 2 weeks from now, a month from now. It could be the end of summer. I don't know what that timeline is. And that's not exactly information that they're putting out and making forthcoming, because I don't really think they want us to know when that time is going to come, because then we might actually be able to do something about it. I do think that it will start with the shutting off of the water, which I have already told you, once they shut off the water, they will send DCF to your house to come and remove your children because you don't have running water, which is a travesty in and of itself. And I mean, I think the people here are doing the absolute best that they can. They did not ask for this water to be poisoned. They did not ask for the water to be triple the amount of every other American city. And there's just no reason to take people's children because they can't afford a fucking $200 water bill every month that they can't even use to bathe their own children. I mean, the officials here who are putting these policies in place have forgotten that these people are people, and they are treating them horrendously. And this is children, this is elderly, and mostly people living in poverty who don't have the resources necessary to fight back against us. And they're going against something that is so strong, that is so corrupt, so powerful. What can they do about it? Even the activists here, the very incredibly dedicated activists who have gotten real work done, at least a couple of them have already had their brakes cut just for having the audacity to speak loudly about the fact that their water is still poisoned. And if you look at these city council meetings, like last night we went to a city council meeting, they all start with a Christian prayer and then a warning that we will arrest you if there is any kind of dissent within this meeting. That is literally the opening protocol of every single Flint City Council meeting is Christian prayer, we will arrest you if you dissent. And how can you expect them not to dissent? They don't even have clean water. And I mean, agreed, the city council, it doesn't have the power necessary to do anything about this. As we've clearly been shown today, that even when they try to do things, it doesn't actually work because there's these powers that be that are controlling everything and they just shoot it down. So what we have to do is take this fight and this argument, it has to go to the state because there's nothing that the people here can do on the ground. I mean, nothing. Look at it. They tried. And here we are. 8,000 people are still facing eviction and foreclosure on their homes, and they still have poisoned water that they have to pay triple for. So calling all support and love to the people of Flint. Please pray for the people of Flint. Please pray for the activists in Flint to be strong when they are facing this. They are facing such a huge obstacle, such a huge wall right now. And all they want is clean water. We shouldn't have to beg for clean water. Nobody should have to beg for clean water. And there shouldn't be an American city that has gone without clean water for over 3 years. And they're still walking up to the city council every week and saying, please, like, and as if maybe today is the day that they're going to hear it and decide that, okay, now we're going to replace the pipes. Obviously no one is hearing it. And Governor Snyder should be in jail right now. This receivership board that voted to take 8,000 people's homes away from them for not paying for poison water, they should all be in jail. So I hope that every single one of you will get on the phone with the Michigan government tomorrow and let them know how you feel and that you support these 8,000 people and that you stand with them. And if they come and try to take their home, we all stand in solidarity here because that's what we're here for. We're here to stand and to support the people of Flint and to help them any way we can. And right now there's 8,000 people who need help immediately. So if anybody wants to come out to Flint, Michigan, as I said before, there are 2 public camps that anybody is welcome to come and stay at. We have plenty of space. There's food, there's everything you need to have the ability to come and support Flint, Michigan residents, to volunteer for them in any way necessary. We have water stations here on our property that we use to deliver people clean water, and we will continue to use to deliver people clean water after all of these water pickup stations are shut down, because we know that they're shutting them down. So we've got several 375-gallon water tanks that we will continue to use to fill people's water jugs. We will continue to make deliveries. Anybody in Flint, Michigan who wants to come to the Wolves Den in Flint and pick up water, you are more than welcome to do so. We can also donate food. We have been trying to help people with their yards, with the maintenance on their houses, their cars, whatever it is that they need. Many of these people are far too sick to do any of just the regular day-to-day things. So that's what we've been trying to do here, is just to help them in any way possible, but also to raise awareness and try to use our media contacts and the friends that we've made along the way to bring back some attention and focus to Flint, Michigan. We're also working on a national action plan for Flint, Michigan, and a mass action that we are planning to occur sometime in September. So if anybody wants to plan a trip down here for that in September, I would suggest that you do so. We are going to be directly, strongly, and powerfully asking for the pipes to be replaced at the state level, and we're going to do it in mass. So we have a lot of events coming up here, a lot of different ways to support. We need people with skills, people who are plumbers, electricians, medical people who can come and just volunteer to offer your services to the residents here who are having problems. If you have a skill you can offer to a resident here, whether you want to come and stay for a day or a week or a month or until this water is clean. There are 2 camps here. Ours is the Wolves Den in Flint. You can find us on Facebook. It's facebook.com/Wolves Den Crew. You can also message me personally if you have any questions. And then we also have wolvesdencrew@gmail.com if you want to reach out to us. It is time to get as many people out here as possible to support these people. It's 8,000 people. 8,000 people is a lot of people who could all get pushed out at once. And I don't know how many of you have seen my other videos, but I've driven through the city of Flint in a lot of these videos and kind of toward the city of Flint. And this empty lot behind me, it's so common. It's like every other block is one of these incredibly empty lots because all those homes are already gone. There's entire apartment buildings that are completely empty. Their furniture is still inside. There's trailer parks completely empty. The furniture is still inside. Their pictures are still inside. Their letters, everything. The windows are broken out. The insulation is stripped, but their stuff is still inside because they did mass evictions and they pushed everyone out at once without enough time to actually even gather their own things or decide where they were going to go. They've got another eviction notice on a trailer park about 10 minutes from here, which again, mass eviction. They will evict everyone at once for not paying for these water bills. And with this particular trailer park, the residents did pay their water bills, but the park itself did not pay its water bills. So they condemned the entire park and evicted all of the residents, even though the residents didn't do anything wrong. So this is a recurring theme in Flint, Michigan. It's been recurring long before I got here, and it will probably, or at least I hope it won't continue, but it seems like it's on a continuing spiral. They've done these mass evictions for a very long time. And when you go to these places where they've done it, it looks like Chernobyl. It looks like Chernobyl because there's no bugs around. There's no rats. It's just like everybody walked out of this apartment, this park, whatever it is, and just left. And everything's just still there. You can just see that like life was here. And then 1 minute life was not here anymore. And again, this just keeps happening. Mass evictions in Flint, Michigan. And where does all this land go to? All of these evictions, all that land goes to the land bank. The land bank, which just holds it in wait. This will bring them up to 20,000 properties in Flint, Michigan alone. The land bank, the Genesee County Land Bank, will own 20,000 properties after they take these 8,000 homes. What are they going to do with those? Why do they need them? And why aren't they giving them to the people? What is the purpose of holding 20,000 homes that you're not making any money off of whatsoever when you could just, let 8,000 people stay in their houses for free? I'm going to guess it costs more money to take these homes and to go through the legal process of foreclosing on these homes than it would for you to just let these people stay in their houses, which again, they aren't getting kicked out for not paying for their houses, and they're not getting kicked out for not paying for their taxes. They're getting kicked out for not paying their water bills. They're using tax liens to kick people out for not paying for their water bills. That's not technically what a tax lien is supposed to be used for, but again, this is all just a land grab. This is a land grab. They want to take this land, hold it for as long as it takes to get everybody out of this city, pave it down, and then build up some luxury high-rises and some tech companies and some beautiful corporations, as Stephanie says. That's all that will happen here. That's all that will happen here. And I know that if this was any other city, if this was Santa Barbara or LA, they would have replaced the pipes in a year. We've talked to unions who said it would be more than possible to replace every pipe in Flint in 1 to 2 years, and it's already been 3.5, and they have a 3-year plan to fix maybe a little over 10,000 of them. So they're not actually doing anything to make this happen or to eradicate the situation that they created. And it's happening everywhere. It's happening everywhere. This is just like the prime case. So this is one case that's been admitted to. But again, it's happened, they've admitted to it, and now they're sweeping it under the rug. And it would appear as if there is no end to the lengths that they will go to in their cruelty, because you would think that they wouldn't have the ability to do this. You would think that I would like to think that our government does not have the ability to do this, and that we have some sort of basic human rights to things like clean water or legal justice of like, if I pay for my house and my taxes, you can't take my house, right? That's the law, right? That's where we live in America. That's justice, right? There is no justice here. And if there is no justice, there can be no peace. So there is no justice here. There is no justice for the people of Flint, Michigan. And there's just a dark cloud. I mean, where does it end? Where does it end? What else are they going to do to these people? How much longer are they going to be able to continue to just have free reign over the people of Michigan and to be able to enact whatever kind of cruelty that they want? Who do they answer to? At what point is enough for the people of Flint, Michigan? And if you think that like you're safe in your house because you don't live in Flint, Michigan, or you don't live in Michigan, you live on the West Coast, you're safe, right? No. This is America. If it can happen in one city in America, it can happen in every city in America. And right now, it's not just happening. It's happening exactly the way they want it to, and they're not having to answer for anything. They're having a bunch of little fall guys come and take the blame for them, but they're not getting indicted. They're not getting in trouble. The people who did this, they're not answering to anyone. They're not paying any consequences. And do you know what happens when you're in a situation like that, where you have an entire government who is able to poison a populace and then pay no consequences whatsoever? Do you think your state government is going to be afraid to do the exact same thing that the government here did? They're not going to be afraid because they know they can get away with it. Flint, Michigan is the blueprint for how you get away with it. And it's working. It's working. And that should terrify you whether you live in Flint, Michigan or not. Because if our government at a state level, city level, federal level has the power to do something like this here, they have the power to do it to you. If the police have the power to shoot an unarmed teenager, they have the power to shoot you. We have got to stop acting like these things that are happening to individuals are individual problems until they hit us. They are not. They are a blueprint of exactly how they can do it to you when it's your turn. So it's time for us to all start standing up before it's our turn, before it's our water. And then we take that blueprint that they've been setting for cities like Flint, Michigan, of how to get away with this, and we say, fuck no. Fuck no. You're not getting away with shit. And we come back and we destroy that plan. We knock that plan into the ground. We take the power, we give it back to the people, and we fix that shit. And then you go back to your city and you say, try to fuck with my water now. Look what happened in Flint, Michigan. Didn't work so well when they did it there. The people stood up there and the people won. What kind of narrative do you want to offer when it comes to your city? It's a question we've all got to ask ourselves. So we're here in Flint, Michigan. The water is still poisoned. The bills are still triple what they should be. And 8,000 people have tax liens on their homes. And they're going to stop giving them clean water in just a couple of months. No more pickup stations for clean water. They're going to have to go out and they're going to have to buy that water themselves. Can you afford to buy dozens of cases of water every week? Nope. Probably not, and neither can I, and neither can the people here. So what are they going to do? We need all hands on deck. I realize that many people believe that the story of Flint is over and that everything is fine and everybody can go back to their lives, but clearly it is not fine, and we have got to bring this back into the forefront of awareness. Whether that be as a keyboard warrior who is spreading videos, spreading information, digging into what's happening. Look into that RTAB board that overthrew that moratorium today. Look into Governor Snyder. Ask why he's not in jail. I would love to know why he's not in jail. And then if you are able, come and join us and come to these actions with us. Come look these people in the eye and ask them why Flint doesn't have clean water. Come talk to these residents, hear their stories, and help them in any way that you can. We need more people here to help out. I remember when I was at Standing Rock, I remember December 5th, there was a deployment of veterans. And there was thousands of them, thousands of them. And they promised that they were going to do a deployment next to where? Flint, Michigan. They were going to do it to Flint, Michigan. Where are they? I would like it if anybody could find out where they were, when they're coming, tell them that we need them. If anybody's got like a line on when that's going to happen, please tell them that we need them here. The people of Flint, Michigan need them, and that the time is now. The time isn't going to be in a few months. These tax liens are out right now. The water pickup stations are closing right now. We're talking about a summer of action. These things are happening right now. If we set it up for December, the water stations are already gone. The water stations are already gone. The evictions are already in place. The water is already shut off. The children are already taking. So the time is now. The time is now to get to Flint, Michigan, and to stand with these people. Again, we have plenty of space, food, anything you need to come and support the people here. Please reach out. Wolves Den Crew at Gmail. We're also on Facebook. We need everybody here. Please share this out to anyone you know who might be here in Flint. If you know any Flint residents, tell them they're welcome to contact us for help in any way. I swear to God. We find a bunch of those people who are getting their water shut off and getting their houses taken. I swear, there will be some people chained to those water pipes. There will be no shutting off of that water. So, we will do everything that we can to help the people of Flint. Somebody's got to. You can't just let them continue to do this. We can't just let them continue to do this. And if the people aren't going to do it, then nobody's going to do it. Nobody's going to do it. Governor Snyder's not coming down here. Trump is not coming down here. So, who's coming? You guys are coming. You guys have to come and help us out. So thank you very much for watching this. I know Steve has another show coming up later. I absolutely had to come on here and rant about this. I cannot believe that this happened. I thought that they kind of learned their lesson when they put out that notice for the 8,000 tax liens, and there was such a bad backlash afterwards. I thought that maybe when the city council posted this moratorium, they made this moratorium, that maybe they saw we can't do this. This is despicable. I guess I was wrong. I was wrong about the RTAB board. I underestimated the level of their maliciousness. I never thought they were great people, but I did at least think that they were going to pass this through, and they didn't. So they surprised us all today, and there's 8,000 people who are now in immediate jeopardy and in immediate need of protection from people outside of their government, because obviously their government is not going to help. So please pray for the 8,000 people who are now in jeopardy of losing their homes as of today. This has got to be heart-wrenching news for each of one of them who is sitting there, especially those who have children, those who have elderly relatives who are living with them, and those who are already just scraping by with what little they have. Please pray for them. Please pray that they receive justice in this instance, and that they don't end up like the thousands that this has already happened to, and that we don't have another abandoned apartment building, abandoned trailer park, abandoned lots, burned down homes. There's no more room for that. There's no more room for that. There's been enough destruction here. There's just a cloud of darkness over the city of Flint due to the amount of pain that has already been incurred by the people here. And they don't need any more. It's gone too far. So, when will they be happy? When everybody's gone? When they've pushed every single person of this city out? Because that's what it seems like they're trying to do. That seems like that's their entire plan, because they're making it absolutely impossible to live here. They're using every single measure that is humanly possible to push these people out and to make it to where they can't survive here. And it's working. It's been working for a while. And, that's why we're here, is to try to say, we can't continue to let them do this. We can't sit by while this happens, because if it happens here, it's going to happen to you. It's going to happen everywhere. Hi, George. All right, I'm going to go now. I love you guys. Thank you for letting me rant for as long as I did. Please share this information out. please send people down here. Please get people in contact with us who want to help, whether they want to help remotely or they want to be boots on the ground, which we absolutely need. We'll take all the help we can get. We'll try to hook you up with people here that you can get in touch with to offer whatever skills that you may have. So people here need help. We need your help. Please join us, and I will talk to you guys later. Thank you.